Welcome to another live stream watch long reaction. Tonight we're watching and reacting to Czechia versus Guatemala. International friendly, our first of two streams tonight, and we'll have only one review. That'll be the Mexico game because that's played exactly right after. So we just got to run straight into the Mexico game. And after this is over, and then there you go. So Czechia, Guatemala. Czechia contra Guatemala en la Amistoso Internacional. Los Chapines contra la Czechia. How we doing, El Nini? How we doing? Let's hope the stream goes as well as the New Zealand Haiti stuff. That New Zealand Haiti video really blew up more than I expected. Thank you, Captain Falcon, but you sort of expected seeing this one. I don't have a Guatemala jersey, so we'll do something that's similar to their colors. I guess blue and red could say Czechia too. Either one. Didn't exactly look at it that way either, but oh, maybe. Teams are about ready to walk out. Czechia wearing red, Guatemala wearing white with a blue stripe. And FOTMob ain't showing the starting 11. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Garbage. They're playing at Red Bull Arena tonight. How we doing, Sean? You know they're playing this game at Red Bull Arena. You know that, right? But either way, I'm doing good. So let's watch how this turns out. Did you see Iraq versus Spain? I saw the goal. I saw the highlight, but I didn't watch the game. Teams are walking out, and here we go. Was a good goal, though. Some of these favorites are... I'm a little bit worried. This might be an absolutely crazy World Cup. Some of the results these favorites are taking in these friendlies, I don't know, but all I'm going to say is if these results are anything to go by, is this game in Red Bull Arena? Yes, it is. And by that, I mean the one in New Jersey. By that, I mean the one in New Jersey. Screw it. We're going to go to SofaScore for the 11s for this game. Because FOTMob is dumb. I think we're just going to go SofaScore for this game, and then we'll go FOTMob for the next. Lovely. Starting 11s for Czechia in goal. We have Matej Govar. The back three of Stepan Chalupek. We have Robin Hranach and Ladislav Krejci, the back three for Czechia. The midfield four, Vladimir Sufol, Tomas Sušek, Michael Sadilek, Michael Sadilek, and David Jurasek. Midfield attacking two, Lucas Pravold, Pavel Sulch, and up top, Patrick Schick. For Guatemala, in goal, Luis Moran. Luis Moran in goal, the back five of Jose Morales, Jose Pinto, Samaoya, Marcelo Hernandez, and Aaron Herrera. Midfield four of William Fajardo, Jose Rosales, Jonathan Franco, Oscar Santis, and up top is Daniel Mendez. So there we go. I know it's a friendly, but the Spain-Iraq game ended 1-1. Well, good. for him, I guess. I don't know. I guess they're just like, oh, CONCACAF team from Central America. I wouldn't say Guatemala plays any similar to Mexico, though. You're wrong. Hate to tell you, I wouldn't say. Okay, so it is Moran wearing the 12 instead of Kenderson Navarro. That was not a SofaScore mistake. You know what? SofaScore starting to look a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie. Either way, I guess they're just playing a Central American CONCACAF team thinking they play the same as Mexico. No, they don't. I mean, Tena is a Mexican coach, but I would not say Guatemala plays like Mexico. Maybe the Mexico of what, 25, 30 years ago? I don't know if they're making the right choice here. Netflix making a World Cup game is something no one saw coming. Yes, but that was on penalties. And we played down to them. And we played like shit. And frankly, we did it to ourselves. And it was also a B team. And we were down a man. It's not because they were better than us. It's because we choked. But then again, we probably would have lost to Mexico anyway. Yeah, I know. Good for him. Good for him. Even though I don't really like Speed, his song is better than Jelly Rolls. Guatemalan fan delivering the ball. I thought they were going to do the Liga MX read off a card thing. Okay, no. Shaking hands, and here we go. Czechia versus Guatemala. I mean, Guatemala, this probably favors or benefits Guatemala more than it does Czechia, if I'm being real. Czechia in goal, Kovar. The back three of Krejci, Hranach, Chalupek. The midfield forward, Jurasek, Sadilek, Suchek, Sufal, Sulch, Provod, Sheik for Czechia. Well, people are saying France put basically in all their backups and Ivory Coast put in their starters in the second half, and that's what did it. That's what I'm hearing. I'm surprised, too. Netflix has FIFA rights, but EA doesn't. That's just crazy. It's called spending money. How we doing, Mile High? It's a jersey. Okay, I always look good, but it's not like I'm wearing a suit. But thank you. Wearing a freaking jersey from Box Lunch, I wouldn't say it's sharp, even though I do always look good, but it's not like I'm wearing a suit. But thank you, I guess. I'll take the compliment. Guatemala in goal, Moran. The back four, Morales, Pinto, Hernandez, Herrera, Samayoya. It's actually a back five. Samayoya in the center of the back five. Rosales and Franco, Fajardo, Mendez, and Santis up at the top, front three. They got UEFA score bug, I guess. UEFA friendly score bug. Cool. Well, either way, I'm sure they'll use the one soccer transmission. Then again, Uzbekistan was an Asian team. They might. Well, if UEFA has the UEFA score bug, maybe that's the way. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow with the Canada game. Either way, center ref is... Well, nobody says. All right, here we go. And this time we'll be on. There's all the scandals he's been in that for some reason he just completely gets away with. Good for him, but, playing forward. I don't understand it. Either way. All the scandals and shit he's pulled, and he got away with basically all of it, and he gets to be the most famous football streamer. Okay, all right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't get it. Yeah, maybe he has grown, but 30 seconds in. The crypto rug pull for 1. The Chica jump scare. There's just to name a few. 0-0. I mean, that's not even the worst, but just to name a few. 0-0. How we doing? What's your prediction? I don't know. My TV's on mute, so I don't know. Either way. Czechia 2-0. 2-0. 2-0. I don't exactly know where to put it. Like, I mean, Guatemala, they're going to play tougher than you think. But Czechia is a World Cup team. Here comes Czechia. Here's a chance. Early chance for Czechia. Breakaway, blocked away by Guatemala. Should have taken the shot earlier. Either way. Either way. I prefer queso. I prefer salsa. I'm not really a fan of guacamole. Salsa or queso? Actually, salsa the most, but either way. 3 minutes in. Starting 11s, Czechia, Kovar, Jalupek, Hranach, Krejci, Suchek, Sadalek, Jurasek, Solch, Bravod, Gufal, Sufal, Sheik. Guatemala, Moran, Herrera, Hernandez, Samaoya, Pinto, Morales, Fajardo, Rosales, Franco, Santis, and Mendez. Stick to the weed. In that case, stick to the weed. Goal kick. I mean, yeah, well, yeah, stick. If I were you, I'd stick to the weed. Nil, 0-0. Czechia playing forward. So far, let's see what we got. Well, I mean, if it was up to me, coffee. I mean, I'm not a coffee guy, but coffee. Then again, I'm not even reviewing this game, so SofaScore doesn't have the stats. It's whatever. Corner for Czechia. How we doing? Are you also doing the Mexico game? Yes. How we doing? Iraq, how we doing? I mean, I've already tried it on FIFA Mobile. I don't have FC 26 on console because I don't have a PS5 or an Xbox Series, whatever the hell they're on now. And no, I'm not a PC gamer. I don't play games on computers. And frankly, at this point, if I tried to run FIFA 26 on a computer, I'd probably crash the fucking thing with how old this thing is and the fact that Windows 11 has been stopped being supported. Yeah, I'd probably crash the fucking thing. So I certainly don't have a gaming computer, and I don't want one. So as far as, yeah, I've tried on FIFA Mobile. Is about all I can say. I can't play it on console because I don't have console, or at least. Yeah, I saw that. I wouldn't mind Netherlands winning the World Cup. I wouldn't mind it. Mexico versus Serbia. Mexico looks really good right now, actually. Do I think 3-1 Mexico? I'm gonna go bold. Mexico 3-1. Mexico 3-1. Did you win the tournament? Yes. With Canada. I have the screenshot to prove it. Hold on. You know what? Since you asked, see if I can bring it up. Overlay, I think. Think I can. Oh. There we go. Boom. There we go. Let's see if this pops up that way. Boom. Screenshot for proof. Yeah, there you go. There you go. 0-0. 8 minutes in. Boom. England? No. Spain, they have a chance. But again, I still feel like France. I know they lost today. I know. I don't know how much stock to take in these friendlies. We're going to find out quick. France, the squad that France has the most informed squad and the best forward line of the whole tournament. I've made peace with France winning another World Cup. I've made peace with it. Lol. Okay, that's delusional. England's delusional enough. That's completely delusional. Yes. Czechia playing it backwards. Nil. 10 minutes in. I just realized because FC Mobile doesn't have the FIFA rights anymore, we can't even make the joke of, and then he turns off, Canada wins the World Cup, and then he turns off his iPhone. We can't even make that joke. I just realized. Playing forward is Czechia. Shot! Goal! Czechia! What a shot by Patrick Schick. You knew it had to be him. See, why is this helpful to Czechia? If it was helpful to anybody, probably more likely be Guatemala. But The wheels off the Teneneto bus are falling off. Sheik gets through, cuts in, takes a curling shot, beats Moran. Amazing shot. But what'd you expect? Hopefully this is a good appetizer to the Mexico main event tonight. It looks like it may. 11th minute. 1-0, 1-0 Czechia. Patrick Sheik. Is Guatemala getting cooked? I don't know if I'd say they're getting cooked, but they're losing. Czechia is definitely the better team, but what else did we think? Like, let's be real. Did we really think Guatemala was the favorite here? Like, it's nothing we didn't expect. Unlike the Haiti game, this is nothing we didn't expect. What a goal. I agree. Yes. Yes, they do. How we doing, Dillon? Well, yeah, kind of, but I think it's more of it's not our sport. Or a North American sport. And I think Canada doesn't have that jingoism. In Mexico, it's always been Mexico's sport. Like, Mexico has always been born for football. And the Central American countries and the Caribbean countries. But Canada and the USA are the two countries that I would say have other sports. Canada is hockey. They have baseball, basketball at times. Like, football and basketball are both the ones that are growing into sports that it's easier for Canadians to accept. And I think that's because Canadians are proud of their country and they're proud to be Canadian. But I don't think Canadians, even the Canada First, Pierre Poilievre type conservatives, are militaristically jingoistic like Americans. Like, Canadians are proud of their country, but they don't think they're the God's greatest gift to this earth. Jingoistic Americans think they're God's greatest gift to this earth. When really all they are is a puppet, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. I think it's more that Americans see football as an invading sport. At least probably over 50%. The people who play it are either people who love the sport because they actually got to watch it and say, you know, this is actually better than what I thought, or they're second generation, first generation Americans who were born into a culture who love football that immigrated here, or their parents immigrated here, or somewhere down the line more recently immigrated here and got into football that way. I think I, by all rights, should not like the sport of football. Like, I'm not saying I'm jingoistic, but I'm from an area. I was born in an area that would probably be like, what, that sport? You like that sport? And I mean, I love baseball. I love gridiron football at times. I love hockey. And Americans probably respect hockey more than they do football. I mean, by the fact, the Stanley Cup's been in America for 30-some straight years. I mean, you know, I don't know if they see it as a invading sport. But at least hockey has punching. You know, people fight in hockey. Nobody's ever said a footballer is manly. Except Maradona, but that's because he was a crackhead. But it's not because of the football he plays, because of all the other shit Maradona did. It was because Maradona acted like a damn rock star and he was a crackhead that people were like, oh yeah, he's that dude. Nobody said Cristiano was manly. Nobody said Messi's manly. Nobody said Pele's manly or the peak of masculinity. Nobody said that. Not that I'm trying to debate that, but Maradona acted like a damn rock star, and that's probably, he acts like Slash, you know? So, I mean, that was probably, you know, because he acted like a rock star and he was a partier and a crackhead. But, you know, whatever. I think at least hockey is like you're fighting, you're hitting people, you're throwing people into the barrier, you're throwing people into the wall. So it was easier for Americans to get into that. Football, you dive. Nobody ever. See, that's why football, and also think of this. When it came to football, I could write a dissertation about this. Look at women's football. That got ahead much further. Women's football, America and Canada were the two best countries for a long time because they played it first and professionalized it first. See what I mean? Exactly. Football was never looked at as a masculine sport, especially by the areas of the country that you would call flyover states. Now, California, they don't give a shit about that. And I'm not saying I agree. What I'm saying is you're not going to get a redneck Mississippian or an Alabamian who loves gridiron football to love this type of football without a little bit of cajoling or showing them a men's game. They'd probably be more likely to enjoy it as a woman's game because, again, they're probably going to look at it from the side of, hey, it's not our sport, and this ain't a manly sport. Like, you got to show it to them like beach volleyball, you know? Not me, but as I said, I was born in a place where by all rights, I should not love this sport, but I came to love it because it is a work of art. It is the world's game for a reason. And maybe maybe I have a higher IQ than most of my brethren. I'm still a redneck, but maybe I do have a higher IQ. Or maybe I just don't give a shit that. I don't know. And I mean, I love all the other sports too, but you could say it for what it is, but I don't feel any less manly because gridiron or association football is my number one sport. And I think something that helps that, if you want to go there, is my 1B sport is hockey. You know, I mean, so, and Formula One. Then again, that's probably another, either way. Basically, jingoism, the diving, and it's a foreign sport for most people. Probably why it hasn't got to where it was. But of course, they'll watch the World Cup. But of course, when the World Cup comes around, you're going to see every person posting World Cup stories about, the USA won this game and won that game. You don't fucking watch football. Like, I swear to God, I'm going to be so pissed when I see those stories from people who complain about football that I know. I'll be like, you don't like the fucking sport. Why are you posting this? Shut the fuck up. Maybe we should gatekeep it. I don't know. Not exactly Canada, but, maybe we should gatekeep the sport. I don't know. Maybe it's better off that way. I don't know. Ball crossed in. Then again, maybe, you know what? Maybe the Euros are right. Maybe they should hate people with my accent. Maybe they should. Shot wide by Guatemala. Maybe they should. Maybe they have a point. Not me specifically, but maybe they have a point. Maybe that's why they gatekeep it. Should I just think about it? Probably not, no. Federico Valverde? I mean, I think so too, because guess what? It's boomers. Yeah, fair enough. You're probably right. The older crowd who says all that stuff is probably way more vocal. You're probably right. I'm not a boomer, so maybe that's what helped me. I don't know. But hell, even my dad fell in love with the sport, and I mean, not to paint him bad, and I don't think he ever. And I don't think he ever went as far as some other people do. But, I mean, I think I've gotten him to fall in love with the sport more than I would have expected him to. Men's and women's side. I think there's some things he doesn't get. And frankly, I think people go down like soft punks all the time too. I think everybody does. But to hate the sport because of that is a different thing. Like, I hate flopping as much as the next guy, and I want to get rid of it. But there's something called you get a yellow card for simulation. So, and I hate it in NBA too. So it's not like, but either way, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a boomer either. I'd say he's probably more of a Gen Xer, I guess. But I mean, you could see, he's fell in love with it. I mean, you hear him all the time. I don't think he ever was vehemently against the sport before I really got into it. More than just Toronto. But he was like, never really gave it much mind. I think that's the difference. He never really gave it much mind. Like, I mean, he complained about flopping and he watched a World Cup game here or there, or a Toronto game. But I never think he gave it much mind until... But even then, I mean, he fell in love with it. So maybe not to the extent I have, or I'm in love with it, but he knows his shit. Now, funnily enough, my mom's the one who calls it football more than he does. She doesn't even really watch much. He still calls it soccer more times than not, but he tries. Either way. I mean, I agree with that. I've always agreed with that. But it's called you get a yellow card for simulation. So, I mean, what else can you do? What else can you do? I mean, nobody's going to risk a red card for flopping a second time in a match. Now, if you're already on a yellow, then for something different, that's a different story. I mean, that happened in Chelsea a couple of years ago, but... Oh, shit, that's almost a decade ago now. Damn. 9 years ago. But, I mean, what can you do? I mean, they're pretty much doing as much as they can. Better than the NBA. They don't even call the shit. They have a rule on the books stopping flopping. They don't even call the shit. At least FIFA's like, hey, yellow card. Stop that. And a fine. At least MLS fines people for it. But, I don't know what else you can do. Either way. Highly capable player according to Google. 1, there's Canadian rednecks. Second of all, if I wasn't born in Mississippi, why would I be rooting for Mississippi State? Come on. Oviedo. Viñas. Oh, Federico Viñas. Wait, Federico Viñas, the one who played for Club America back in the day? 2018? That Federico Viñas? I hope that doesn't happen. Oh, yeah, the subs player has to come off within 10 seconds, I think, for a sub to come on in that window. Water break, 25th minute. 1-0 Czechia. Czechia's controlling the game for sure. Overall, Yeah, the 10-second sub. And that's all I can really think of. The 10-second, like, quicker subs. Or if they don't, you have to wait. The player coming in has to wait a minute if the player being subbed off doesn't come off within 10 seconds, which happened to IU yesterday, I think. So. Can't get anything past. I mean, here's I'm gonna piss somebody off here. I want goals in extra time. Here's the thing that pisses me off. Go to extra time, both teams play for penalties. It works in hockey, so I want it here. Bring back golden goal. Bring back golden goal. I don't care. Bring it back. If you score a goal, you break the tie. We don't need to play 120 minutes. See, not having golden goal makes us go to penalties almost every single time. And besides, by the time somebody does score, if they do, it doesn't take long for the game to be over because it's normally late. But what if it's the 92nd minute of extra time? Okay, end the game. You made a mistake. I'm sure you set up to go to penalties, and you made a mistake. You lose. I don't care. Golden goal, don't care. If it works in hockey, it should be in football. Hockey never got rid of it. Regular season or postseason. Olympics or not. Golden goal. You can't tell me, what, is football too good for golden goal? If hockey could do it, football could do it. Why would we get rid of it in the first place? Besides, that puts less minutes on these players' legs, and there's too many damn games to begin with. What, golden goal? What, you're telling me golden goal wouldn't work in this day and age? Get the hell out of here. At worst, silver goal. If you lead at half, you win. At worst. You play like... Oh, you know, that's another funny thing. All these players complain about too many games, and then whenever they play in extra time, they freaking play for penalties. That's 30 extra minutes on their legs. Are you fucking dumb? I mean, it's going to be 30 minutes anyway, even if there's goals. But at least make it worth something. Don't park the bus. Don't just not play football for 30 minutes just to play penalties, which then you have to run up, which adds probably another 30 seconds to your legs. So we're really complaining about fixture congestion. You made this problem all your own. And then you don't do anything for 30 minutes besides run around and pass the ball and then go to penalties. Huh? Whatever. Played for Club Leon, then they loaned him to Real Oviedo. Well, yeah, Real Oviedo's owned by Grupo Pachuca, so that makes sense. Yes. Goal. Throw in for Czechia. I can't be that behind. Are you kidding me? Playing forward, Czechia. Got me to lock in. Did you just try to get me to lock in with lying? Playing forward. Czechia about doing what I expected. That's why this is kind of boring. 29th minute, playing forward. Oh, you're talking about golden goal. Oh, you tried to change it to golden goal. I see what you did there. I think golden goal could really take care of Pumas to keep them from half-assing it. Well, shit, they half-assed it before they even got to extra time. But here's the thing. Like, if you're going to do it in one place, you have to do it everywhere. Like, what, 2004? 2005? It didn't last that long. I never got why not. But either way, here's the thing. No, because you can't do it for leagues and then not do it for the World Cup. Now you could say, well, the World Cup's the end of the season. The World Cup is what they build towards. And then, like, what? They're off for 2 weeks before they go back and play league football for another 9 months? Okay. And other tournaments. Like, now we're just getting into what's acceptable. Safe. Okay. How about, if that's the way you want to go about it, to me, you can't just change the rules. It's like, and I know this is a different statement, but it's like NCAA basketball, having the men's basketball having 2 halves for 20 minutes. And the NBA has 12-minute quarters, 4 12-minute quarters, but NCAA has 2 20-minute halves. The NCAA is putting players straight into the NBA. Why the fuck are we not playing the same time scale? It makes no sense. You can't change the rules in one place and then keep the rules different in another. No, they all have to be the same. No. The timing rules in the NFL should be the same as in college. Now, you could say, well, in college basketball or college baseball, I kind of understand why they use metal bats. They still get drafted into the minor leagues to play 4 levels of minor league baseball with wooden bats. But fine, at least they could get used to wooden bats. That's like the one thing where I'm like, okay, NCAA in high school, they could do their own things a little bit differently because there's the minor leagues in between college and the MLB. Fine. But college football, college basketball is the minor league for the NFL and the NBA. The rules should not be different at none. No. Timing rules in the NFL should be the same as college football. Targeting should count for both. If you're going to do targeting, both sports, both leagues should have the targeting rule. Both leagues should play 12-minute quarters in basketball. Point is, you cannot pick and choose where you want a rule to stick. I cannot. I've never been able to. And I understand testing rules. I get that. CPL has the virtual or the Wenger offside and the video support because they're testing it. I get that. MLS had VAR first. I get that. FIFA tests rules in places. I get that. That's different. But to go on all these years having different rule sets for different levels does my head in. So no, if you're going golden goal, you do it everywhere. And the only counter argument I have is in the World Cup, silver goal. If you're leading at half of extra time, game over. That's the only counter argument I have. We could take it down to silver goal for the World Cup and stuff like that. But other than that, no. I'm a guy who can't handle leagues who have different rule sets. Or, again, college baseball is a little bit different. I still don't like it. But, again, there's the minor leagues in between college and the majors. So fine. But NBA, college basketball, NFL, college football, I don't care if the XFL exists. I don't care if the CFL exists. Normally, these players get drafted or signed as a UDFA to the NFL first, and then they fall to the XFL or the CFL. So they still go to the NFL, at least for a couple of weeks in August before. Right. So, and then the G League comes into play. The league is a season based on points. The World Cup is based on what you can do to get into knockout stage. Points don't matter after that. Yeah, but there's no extra time in league games. And there's no knockout or no extra time in group stage games. I'm talking about knockout games. UEFA Champions League, CONCACAF Champions Cup, World Cup, Gold Cup, Copa America. I'm talking about knockout games. 1-0. Czechia still dominating so far. So, but again, are you talking about the CPL offside rule? Because I do. I love the video support as well, like the challenges. I love those too. I prefer the video support over VAR, which I'm sure some leagues are going to use both. Like the officials are going to have their own. Now, in the CPL, it's just video support. It's just the challenges. They didn't add VAR at the same time. But I'm sure some leagues who already have VAR, if they add video support, there's still going to be referee-induced reviews, VAR reviews, I'm sure, which will sort of ruin this shit. But if the coach sees something that they don't like, I like video support. I think there should, I mean, if you're going to have VAR, you might as well have challenges. And I think that works well. So I'm fine with that. This game might be a lot more tight checking. 0-0 Vegas, Carolina. I mean, they're not that bad. Guatemala hasn't scored on them. So maybe not good enough for the World Cup, but we'll find out. Yes, they do. They do. Oviedo's Grupo Pachuca. Grupo Pachuca, I mean, it's not like Oviedo was the problem, but Grupo Pachuca owns Leon, Pachuca, and Oviedo at the very least. But that's like their marquee clubs. You should have known this when the Club World Cup situation happened, when Leon got shit canned. That's why an LAFC and America had to play the playoff. Trust me, I couldn't forget if I wanted to. 37th minute. But no, Man City having Girona in the Champions League is fine. And then Crystal Palace got fucked because Pachuca or Leon got fucked. Because UEFA couldn't go back and say, well, you know what? Crystal Palace can play the Europa League, even though Textor owns both Lyon, Olympic Lyon, and Crystal Palace at the time. No, they had to knock him down to the Conference League, which worked out for them. And then Marinakis lost the Europa League, so his crying ass, it didn't work out for him. But basically, you changed your precedent. That's the thing that pisses me off about that, and it still does to this day. Leon should have never got kicked from the Club World Cup because you never, ever kicked Man City and Girona. You never told one to get out of the Champions League and one to stay. You never knocked one out of a competition or moved them down because they both were owned by City Football Group. Hell, Leipzig and Salzburg had the same group in a Europa League once upon a time. They're both owned by Red Bull. Fuck the 50+1 rule and the way they loopholed it. It's still fucking Red Bull. Helmut Marko probably had something to do with it. I don't know. One shot me. That fucking Dracula motherfucker, he probably had something to do with it. So, but no, now you change your precedent because you could fuck with Mexico, which made you fuck with Crystal Palace, and they sort of gave you your damn humble pie. But Man City, no, you won't fuck with Man City because, you know, they have all the money in the world, and they're an oil club, and they can do what they want. And Red Bull, well, they got a lot of money, too. They may not be as dirty, but they got a lot of money, too. But Red Bull knows the dark arts. Ask Christian Horner, right? Ask Helmut Marko. So, you know, not that the F1 team has anything to do with the football, but I'm sure. Either way, 39th minute. Either way. No. Leon should have never got kicked out of the Club World Cup. They got fucked by a changed precedent that they never would have done to Man City, that they never would have done. Guatemala. Self-score says they scored. Okay. 39th minute. Let's watch what happened here. I'm live. What do you mean? Playing forward. YouTube TV, you suck. Over the top. Guatemala runs. Oh, my God. Oh, my. No. Shot. Goal. Oh, my. No. You're lucky there's no review. That would have been a hat flick. Oh, my God. The goalie dumps it in front of the Guatemalan player. It looks like it was Oscar Santis who... No, it was Fajardo who scored the goal. Fajardo got the last touch. What the hell are you doing? William Fajardo with a goal. Czechia. Oh, my God. flick. Are you kidding me? No. No. Goalie dumps the ball, tackles a forward. Fajardo makes the final shot with the ball at his feet. Mendez went down. Fajardo gets it. Goal. Oh, my God. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. Definitely fouled Mendez outside of the box as well, but advantage play. Kovar. Oh, my God. That goal was disgusting. Yeah, I agree. Second goal in this match. Well, there was now. I still think there's a third goal in this match in the second half. Well. I mean, Mbappe on the wing, João Pedro is a striker, and Esteval on the other side. Chelsea should win the league. You know what? I don't think Mbappe's the problem in Real Madrid, but if Xabi Alonso, wait, that's not going to happen, though. Wasn't Mbappe an anti-Xabi guy? Header over the bar. Wait, whoa. Wasn't Mbappe an anti-Xabi guy? Or was it Vinny? There's no way Chelsea would spend the money on Mbappe, even if he was a pro-Xabi guy. But weirdly enough, we would win the league. Especially if we kept Enzo and Cucurella. Mbappe on the wing, João Pedro down the middle, and Esteval on the other side, Palmer at the 10. Shit, even if Palmer was cooked, fuck, we'd still win the league. Don't. Hey, if Real Madrid wants to be stupid. Damn. If MLS does a bracket challenge or Yahoo does something like that, I think I'll link the bracket either in my roster reaction video and y'all can join it, and then on my community tab, if there's a site that does a bracket challenge, I will. And Fajardo scores. Mendez with the assist. I mean, I wouldn't call that an assist. 40th minute, but yeah, I'll do it. William Fajardo. Uno. I will do a bracket challenge if I can find a site that does it. If MLS does it that way, or if Yahoo or ESPN does, yeah, I'll make a bracket challenge league. See if I get cooked. How we doing? Red? How we doing? What the heck's happening to Euro sides today? I don't know. This World Cup seems like it's going to be nuts. If this is anything to go by. I mean, I wouldn't say Czechia is freaking France or Spain, but I mean, they did it to themselves, but Guatemala hasn't looked horrible. I feel like there will be a winner. I just don't know exactly how. I'd say there's a third. I think there's going to be a winner. I think there's going to be a third goal. What a way to lose the lead. If you were to sign a Bombazo for Madrid, who would it be? Oh. You know what? Blocked away. Well. Gilberto Mora. To Real Madrid. Vegas. 1-0 Golden Knights. Brett Howden's on fire. They honestly kind of are. I mean, they could. 3 minutes of stoppage time. I mean, normally the hosts sort of get a weak group because, you know, they're the hosts. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, a little bit of elbow grease. I mean, you know. Mexico actually looks good right now. If they perform to the level they've been performing, besides South Korea, you know, I mean, Czechia doesn't scare me as much as they did. I mean, even the way I've seen Mexico play, but watching Czechia play, well, they came through the playoffs. They look like it. And we thought Guatemala wasn't anything near Mexico. Well, I mean, they kind of did it to themselves. 2 minutes to go, but either way. I mean, Canada's group I always thought was easier. United States thought it was an easier group. In Mexico, maybe I honestly thought Mexico was probably the hardest of the three, but not now. So, you know, really because of South Korea, but I mean, considering the fact Mexico lost all their best players, or all the Mexican teams lost their best players, blame Messi, blame Miami for choking, and blame LAFC for getting absolutely bodied in Mexico as well. I mean, it looks bad. I mean, I won't lie. It looks bad. This was the opportunity for MLS to win another Champions Cup with a little bit of an asterisk. Not that we would have cared, but, you know, Mexicans would have been like, all our best players were in the camp. All of our team's best players were in the camp. Y'all didn't really win the damn thing. Circumstances did. Yeah, I think I got to start accepting Vegas is going to win. They did. Haiti looked really good. Man, the Haitians are happy. Did you see how good that Haiti video is doing? 93 with the assist. Oh, my God. No. Do I have to accept it at this point? Do I have to? Steve was right. Steve Dangle was right. Vegas is going to win the Stanley Cup, and I need to make peace with it. No, I'm still calling him 93. I don't give a fuck if he wins the Conn Smythe. At least. But that's nothing compared to some other people. Thoughts of Chris Armas being president of U.S. Soccer. Oh, no. That's a bad idea. A very bad idea. 3 minutes of stoppage time is up. It's 1-1 at the half. Uno miro tiempo. No, I'm still calling him 93 because I don't care about Vegas. Or I don't. That doesn't matter to me if he wins the Stanley Cup for them. Vegas ain't my team. I don't care if he wins a Conn Smythe from him. I'm still calling him 93. Why do you perform now? Why? Why do you show up now? I don't get it. Like, what's so different about Toronto? Is Toronto just a horribly built team? I mean, yeah, I get we were in cap hell, but that's because of the pandemic. I get that our top four, our core four, were basically... Okay, yeah, you got a point. Fair enough. I guess what? I guess it was our core four never showed up in the playoffs, and they were deputized by a bunch of nobodies. Power play for Carolina. Because we were in cap hell? Is that what it is? I guess it is. I guess Vegas is just way more well-built. No, it was Fajardo. UEFA's got it wrong. It was Fajardo. Either way, what is it? What? Is Vegas just way more well-built than the Leafs? Is that why he showed up? Because he doesn't have to carry everything? Is that why? I mean, I know the answer, but the worst part about all of this is that I'm going to have to hear all these Marner glazing, fuck, I said his name, 93 glazing motherfuckers be like, oh, I was right. He finally won the Stanley Cup and you ran him out of town. Because for some reason, there are these 93 glazers that are freaking just gaslighting the shit out of everybody. Like, I've never seen nobody defend Phil Kessel like this. I've never seen anybody defend Dion Phaneuf like this. then again, Dillon never won a Stanley Cup after he left. But still, I've never seen it. I've never seen it. But no, 93 has to be defended because these jackasses who always are probably 93 fans are finally getting their moment. And fair enough. People who saw what 93 did for this team. Yeah, the team wasn't well built. And I'll agree about that. The team was never well built. But the guy that was supposed to be the playmaker never made the plays in the games that actually fucking mattered. But he does now. And maybe it's because Vegas is well built. Maybe. I don't care about it. And even then with Canada. Okay, yeah, he got the winning assist at the Four Nations face-off. Okay, he did that. He got a winning goal during the Olympics. Okay, what else has he done? Besides those 2 points, what else has he done? It's still the same 5, 6, and 7 bullshit. But no, because he's so good with Vegas, right? We finally got an opportunity to gaslight people. 93 is still 93. Just because he's playing on a team who's more well-built doesn't mean shit. He's still the same punk. I don't want to hear it. Do it for Canada. Do it for Canada, and I'll call you by your name. Do it for the Leafs when you're 35 years old, and I'll call you by your name. But I'm not doing it if you're doing it for Vegas. You're still the same punk that walked out of Toronto and maybe got ran out of town. Sure, fine. Go ahead. Sure, fine. Go ahead. I can't handle these gaslighters, and he hasn't even won yet. When they win, it's going to be the most insufferable shit of my life. And I don't care if Steve has accepted it. I'm not accepting it. I'm not making peace with it. Even when it happens, I won't make peace with it because it's going to be the most annoying shit of my life. And I don't care what you're saying. If you've made peace with it, when it happens, you're going to lose your mind too. Carolina, wake the fuck up, you joke of a franchise. Wake up, you joke of a franchise. I know you have no stars, but you were able to steamroll everybody else. What happened? It's not like Vegas played much longer than you. Tired my ass. Get the fuck. With that being said, we'll take a short break. I can't really talk about stats because SoapScore doesn't have the stats up. So we'll take a short break. I'll be back. Do I need to pay Danhausen to take away our curse? Is that what I need to do? I might have to pay him some human monies. Fuck, I'll pay Danhausen to uncurse us. Shit, we all probably need to. Fuck it. Or is it just Harold Ballard's fault? Is it that? Either way. With that being said, I'll be back. Short break. Vegas won Carolina after the first. We're back for the second half. Well, it sounds like it's going to be Almada, but Cruz Azul's fucked. Cruz Azul's fucked. They wanted Almada, and they're getting rid of Wiki as well. So, well, they're fucked. And Cruz Azul didn't even make the mistake this time. They wanted Almada. America jumped the gun. Jardine gone, Almada in. And now they've let Wiki go. Not expecting this. I don't know if they could backtrack, but if I'm Cruz Azul, you know what? Just fucking backtrack. Keep Wiki. Or where's Vicente Sanchez? Where's he when you need him? But I don't know if he'd like to come back after how that went down. But I think, does he have a job right now? Either way, they're up the creek without the paddle. Yeah, I want the Canes to win so bad too. Halftime, 1-1 at the half. Uno medio tiempo. Czechia looks slightly better than Guatemala, but Guatemala's had their moments. And Guatemala, of course, tied it up with that horrible howler by Kovar, dropping the ball right in front of two Guatemalan forwards. Bad look for sure. With that being said, Czechia, I mean, somebody's going to win this game. It's very messy from both. If LAFC had a week of training in Mexico, were late postseason peak form, they would have beat Toluca in the semifinals. I don't know if it's a case of form. I think it's more of a case of they got absolutely technically hoodwinked by Toluca in an absolute freaking cauldron that Nemesio Diaz is. I can't say I don't know. The new calendar comes, Liga MX will be raveled. We'll see. If they keep the Champions Cup in February to May, they will. Well, I mean, they were already raveled before, but here comes the second half. 1:26 in the second half. Toluca had Vega and Gallardo would have ended 6-0. If we talk about the LAFC game, sure. If we talk about Tigres, no. Tigres were playing well defensively. Couple of subs, multiple subs for Czechia. Zeleny, Polish, Losek, Dorita. Are they taking out the goalie? Are they flipping the goalie? Not that I blame them. Here we go. A lot of subs for Czechia. See if Czechia can win this. But I think there's a third goal in this game, as I said. And FIFA banned vuvuzelas from World Cup stadiums. Come on. Come on. Really? Really? Here we go. Guadalajara, or Guatemala coming out. That just shows you. That just shows you what? They don't give a F about culture. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. But we knew that already. Yeah, Nashville had Sam Surge. He would have won the series for Nashville. Okay, that one's a little bit more realistic. I agree. I don't think Nashville played too badly, but they didn't have any. They said in 2010, one for Rosales Brazilian. I could have sworn that was a Brazil, or it was a big thing during Brazil as well. Maybe they were African that went to Brazil, and then Brazil just absolutely I feel like they were part of both, though, actually, now that you make me think about it. Either way, wouldn't you know it, Sepp Blatter might have been a corrupt son of a bitch, but at least he cared about culture, huh? What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? At least when it came to football, Jack Warner and Sepp Blatter and Chuck Blazer might have been corrupt sons of bitches, but at least they cared about culture. FIFA's even more corrupt now with Infantino, way more openly corrupt, but no, he's fine. No. We'll send the feds after a closed, corrupt system by Sepp Blatter and the FIFA Exco, but then they'll get replaced by a guy who ends up even more openly corrupt. Fuck off, man. You know what? They were South African, okay. It's about form. That isn't the peak LAFC has displayed in MLS play. If they actually had time to prepare and train instead of arriving late and suffering thin air in Toluca, it would have been different. Okay, yeah, you're right. Maybe LAFC shouldn't have had to play that weekend, and they could have been the whole week in Toluca. And maybe they would have been better off. You're right, at least somewhat. We'll see what happens with the schedule switch if they keep CONCACAF Champions Cup where it was. Feds are still looking for Warner, aren't they, bro? Yeah, Jack Warner's in Trinidad. Here's the thing. Here's the thing for me about FIFA. I know I watched FIFA Uncovered on Netflix, and that was a really good documentary. But all the shit that FIFA's pulled, fuck the feds. I mean, it's not like that's something that's rare to be said. I mean, that's a pretty common theme. But really, the feds had to go after FIFA, and look what they did. They cleaned out FIFA. They cleaned out FIFA just for it to be even more openly corrupt. And there was less soul to it. Gianni Infantino lying to get the FIFA president jobs, the biggest backstabs this side of either way. You know, I mean, I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was corrupt. But exactly what? Exactly what pissed off the USA? One, UEFA is headquartered in Switzerland, right? What reason did the USA have to butt their nose into it? Second of all, what the hell did they do as a nonprofit to piss off the USA to send the feds after them? It's not like they ditched their taxes. I mean, taxation is theft. You can do what you want to do, but, you know. Like, I still couldn't really tell, and I watched that documentary, why the USA was on their ass, why the FBI was on their ass. At worst, it should have been Interpol, right? But no, because the USA is the USA, and they've always... Either way, I don't freaking know. I don't get it. 1-1. What did they... Like, if they ditched on their American taxes, okay. It's finicky, but that's an American thing to do. Go after them because they fucked the IRS. The U.S. changes the rules as they go. The UN denied their war in Iraq. But who needs the UN? Frankly, I mean, I'm not going to defend the UN or NATO or any of that. I'm not here to do that. That's not my forte. I think the USA shouldn't be the world's police. And besides, the USA spends too much money on their defense fund compared to the other NATO countries that, frankly, the USA shouldn't even be in it, in the UN. Or Canada, for that matter. But, you know, I'm very isolationist, wouldn't you know it? I don't think the USA should use their military unless they get attacked themselves. But no, they're going to do these expeditional bullshit things in the Middle East because, you know, they got a battery put in their back. And now they regret it. And now they regret having the battery put in their back. And they can't get out of it because they had a battery put in their back. Glued in there. They hot glued the battery in the United States back and they can't get out of it. No matter what they try. Except planting stories in fucking Axios. You should have knew where this was going in the first damn place. We all did. We all knew where it was going. But no, now you realize. Now you're complaining to your aides and you plant the story in Axios where we all knew it 6 months ago. Good job, you 2 IQ bastard. Good job, you 2 IQ slow bastard. What'd you think was going to happen? Playing forward. It's not like you can play the fool. Shit. I remember some things in 2015 that sounded pretty, I know what's going on. And then here we are 11 years later. Yeah, sure. You can't play the wiser. Shit. Point is, yeah, I'm not happy. Either way, 1-1. Uno. But no, we're more worried about banning Sean Strickland from the White House for the UFC White House card. Oh, so you... Wait, didn't you say you knew? What? So, whoa, that doesn't make any sense. We're going... Okay. There was... Okay. Like, that makes any sense. Okay. The only American champion in UFC. Criticize the government. Criticize their war. Not going to be at the White House. Yeah, sure. He was never fighting in the first place, but, you know, whatever. Header. Isn't Dana White supposed to be a free speech guy? Isn't that his thing? Isn't that Dana White's thing? I forgot. What do you know? What do you know? Playing forward. I'm good. 54th minute. Maxime Crepeau is going to be Canada's starter for the World Cup, by the way. Let's go. Yes. Playing forward. I'm so glad. Playing forward. 55th minute. Second period about to start for the Canes Vegas. It's only 1-0, right? Oh. Ball crossed in. Header. Shot save. Wait. Well, that's still nice. France fans lay a banner of support for Liverpool's number 22 on minute 22. Nice. We all good? Playing forward. Uzbekistan and Ghana won't wear their home kits for any group stage games. FIFA announced which kits teams will wear. Playing forward. Cleared away. I'm not sure why this makes me dislike FIFA more. Seems like every announcement makes them look worse. Speed running out of ruined football. In shitification. What do you know? 1-1. Ball crossed in. Czechia blocked away. Cross in. Playing forward. How we doing, son? How we doing? You missed a really you missed a really good moment a couple of minutes ago, eh? Give me back that fillet fish. Give me that fish. Give me back that fillet fish. Give me that fish. You know what's crazy? Over our last 2 streams, we've seen some horrible goalkeeping mistakes. I mean, I'd only have 2 dimes, but it's weird that it happened twice. It's weird that it happened twice. Either way. 3 subs for Guatemala. I really hope I'm right about the 3rd goal. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. I'm starting to get a little bit worried about that one. I won't lie. All right. Subs in. That is Olga Escobar in the game for Fajardo, the goal scorer. Santis offers Saravia. 60th minute, 30 minutes to go in this game. Of course, we'll be live for the Mexico game right after. Archimedes Ordonez is on for Guatemala as well. 1-1, 1-1. Give me back that fillet fish. Olga Escobar. Playing forward. #61st minute. More subs for Czechia. This game is getting boring. I don't know how to compare it. It's like an appetizer you thought was going to be good for like the first couple of bites, and then it ended up just being bland. You eat like 4 Cheddar Bay biscuits. The first one hits and the other ones don't for some reason, even though they're all freshly baked. Which, I mean, there's been a couple times I've experienced that. Either way. One, 1-1. Playing forward. #64th minute. Guatemala has the ball at the back. Talaron Hill starting for Mexico tonight. Jorge Sanchez, Cesar Montes, Yolan Vasquez, Jesus Gallardo, Alvaro Fidalgo, Eric Lira, Brian Gutierrez, Julian Quinones, Raul Jimenez, Piojo Alvarado. Headed away. Cleared. Interesting for sure. Maybe kayfabe? We got the Canada game tomorrow, of course. Alton. No. Playing forward. Cleared away. 2-0. And Vegas is up 2-0. Hell. Let me guess. 93 had something to do with it. 2-0. Crap. Playing forward, Czechia. Who's going to get the winner? Feel like somebody will. Brett Howden again. Oh my. Brett Howden scores the goal. Barbashev and Hanifin with the assists. Oh, 93 had nothing to do with it, actually. But Brett Howden with 2 goals. Not on, it was even strength, okay. Howden again. '67th minute. I just hope Howden wins the Conn Smythe. That'll be better than 93 winning it. Honestly, yes. Blocked away. Guatemala clears it away. Foul, free kick for Guatemalan. Free kick the other way. This is Colorado's fault. The series is over. Vegas is winning in 4. What a terrible final. Wouldn't shock me. Water break. 68th minute. Sadly, the thing is when it comes to the Conn Smythe, it's the whole playoffs, not just the Stanley Cup. But, to be fair, Brett Howden had a pretty solid playoffs besides the Stanley Cup Finals. Well, PK said it, defense wins championships. Well, you think that would help Carolina. But Lozek on. Carolina needs a Dobesh. First and second line get you to the playoffs. Third and fourth line win you the cup. I think the Leafs should listen to that. Either way. The only person I'm honestly happy with when Vegas wins the cup, okay, no, I'm happy for Mark Stone. Only person I'm happy for besides Mark Stone is John Tortorella. I like John Tortorella. I always have. But either way. playing forward. The 70th minute. 1-1. Czechia playing forward. We'll go straight into the Mexico game once this is over. About as quick as we can with having to put it up on Rumble. But either way. Playing forward, Czechia. Let's see if they get their goal. Playing forward. Ball crossed in. Header. Goal! Goal! That's got to be an own goal. Czechia scores a second goal. It's 2-1. 2-1 Czechia. I got to see if that was an own goal. I told you third goal in the game. Where are you? Where are you? 9-1. 9-1. Oh, that's not good. That's mean. But I'll call him fillet of fish if he gets in. 9-1. 2-1. Ball crossed in. Now that was a Czechian goal. A Czech goal. Thomas Shorey scores. Thomas Shorey. 2-1. "72 minutes. Header, Thomas Shorey. Two, 1. Two, 1, 2-1. It's like I called it. 73rd minute. Czechia doesn't look as good as I expected them to. Guatemala is making Czechia look like a playoff side. Which, I mean, that's what they were, but, you know. Interesting. 73rd minute. Shot wide. Apparently he plays for Millwall. Crowcombe or Shorey? I could easily find that out in like 2 seconds. Slavia Praha. Shorey. Plays for Slavia Praha. So, Crowcombe. 9-1 when asking Ryan's advice. Thanks a bunch. And I'm a jinx. Come on now. I think that's anyway. 72 minutes. Come on now. Doesn't that like prove that that's not the case? 2-1. 2-1. 75th minute. Or is it picking games? They almost got promoted to the Prem. That's been disproven. Well, I'm going to use that as... I'm going to use the 9-1 sample size as it's been disproven. Shit, I wish I was betting this shit too. Damn. Fuck, I'd have been making some money. God. It's fine. Shit, maybe I should have. 75th minute. Shit. Given the advice. Two, 1. '76th minute. 2-1 Dos Uno. Czechia struggling, but they're winning as we speak. Could be worse. They could be drawing or losing. '77th minute. Brett Howden has more goals in the playoffs than he had in the regular season. 13 in the playoffs, 12 in the regular season. That's good. Hey, you know what? Ball crossed in. Top of the box. Shot. Oh, over the bar. Next stoppage, I think I'll change the jersey. Either way. The fact that Czechia is barely beating Guatemala proves that Czechia isn't ready for Mexico. I mean, going in, I still thought Mexico was almost, I wouldn't say overwhelming favorite, but a very likely favorite. Now I'm like, if Mexico doesn't shit their pants tonight, which we're going to be talking about that in a couple of minutes, that game where they possibly could shit their pants, knowing Mexico. Well, 49. It's going to be, I think, well, depending. Player down, hurt. I think I'll change the jersey. Give me a second. But you're right. If Mexico plays well tonight, Czechia might be screwed. I mean, Serbia and Czechia is a way more similar. It's a SpongeBob jersey from Box Lunch that was out in like early 2021. With that being said, they're playing forward now. Okay. I'll wait then. Shot, goal! Czechia for a third. 3-1 Czechia. And was it a goalie mistake? Looks like it. 79th minute. 3-1. 3-1 Czechia. Went from, I mean, it's still a struggle, but that was a mistake. Playing it around the back, paid for it. Plays it short to a defender, gets pressed, and gets caught. Gets pressed and gets caught. Ball gets rolled in. Number 26, Denis Wyszynski. Denis Wyszynski with the goal. Denis Wyszynski with a goal. Yep, 79th minute. 3-1 3-1. Well, I mean, if they haven't yet, are they? I mean, if we've seen what we've seen recently, And we haven't risen up yet and wheeled out guillotines. When? When? 10 minutes to go. I don't know. Either way, sit tight. We're here. Another power play for Vegas. 3-1 Czechia. USMNT, they won. I mean, was it pretty? No. Do they have things to work on? Yes. Mexico, Australia. Mexico had a solid game. Mexico had 2 solid games this window because they had the extra one. Mexico's looking really good right now. Mexico's looking very solid right now. USMNT, they won, but they got some stuff to work on. Those are my quick thoughts. Ah, crap. Disregard that. Yeah, Mexico. Yeah, Czechia's in trouble. Czechia's in trouble. Wouldn't it be smart to play a team that's similar to Mexico, just a bit easier? Yeah, and they didn't do that. France needs to step up. Okay, they had a bad start, but so be it. Tune-up match, I believe they call it. Yeah, that's football for you. Isn't Guatemala that side? I mean, they don't play the same way Mexico does. They're easier, yeah, but I wouldn't say they play the same way Mexico does. That's the difference. I wouldn't say they play the way Mexico does. They don't have the same system. I think that's the point. Who would you rather them play? Probably Honduras. Probably Honduras. We're going to go there. Didn't work out for Guatemala, though. Going to change the jersey. Get that out of the way. The good thing about the World Cup is there's like the games are an hour between each other. So I don't have to do this with like the pre-90th minute jersey change and get the stream up on Rumble as quick as I can so I can jump on and not miss much with the Mexico game. Or like I normally did during CONCACAF, and then I'll have to do again during Central American Cup and Caribbean Cup. It is what it is, though. Also, after France and Spain failed to win their games, Argentina's first in FIFA rankings. No team won World Cup being first in rankings. Well, I mean, don't make the same mistake twice. I mean, yeah, the FIFA rankings are live at this point, which, I mean, you can find those easily. You always could find those easily. But, I mean, in the eyes of FIFA, are they going to, like, re-rank right before the tournament after all these friendlies are finished and say that's where we are now and then rank again after the tournament? I mean, either way. No. I mean, I guess I haven't really listened to Shakira's or Speed's. I really could care less. I mean, I hear Shakira's is better than Jelly Rolls, but that ain't a high bar to clear. And hell, Speed's is better too, but again, that ain't a high bar to clear. And I like Jelly Roll, besides the World Cup song. Or, well, I don't know exactly where I stand at this point, but I used to. Not because there's more besides the World Cup song, but either way. I mean, Jelly Roll's music ain't normally bad. Let me put it like that. Shot over the bar. Well, that was just dumb. 85th minute. But either way, I mean, I don't really care. I don't want to listen to them. I'm going to stick to listening to Waving Flag by Kanan and David Beesbud, the Spanglish version. I'm going to stick to listening to Tocando El Cielo by the CONCACAF song from last year. I'm going to stick to listening to No Es Solo Un Juego. The CONCACAF song from 23. Juega. (2021). What else? The CONCACAF, the Canada album. The Canada album actually has some really good songs. I won't stick to those. Hell, I might listen to Jason Derulo instead. Colors. That was a good song. Hell, Dreamers. I might listen to that, and I'm not even a BTS guy. Comparatively. Hey, the CONCACAF songs were bangers. The Gold Cup songs for like the past 3 Gold Cups were bangers. I don't care what you have to say. They were all bangers. At least CONCACAF, you know. Hell, even the CONCACAF Women's Championship song from 2022, Saved. The CONCACAF W Gold Cup song, that was a banger. Vamos, that was a banger. Lions by Skip Marley, that was a banger. CONCACAF comes through with their music. That's something I know. So, either way. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even listen. I've heard it's better than Jelly Roll, so. Yep. I hate it. I hate it. I won't gatekeep anybody, but I hate it. I hate it, but I won't gatekeep anybody. I won't gatekeep. I promise I won't gatekeep. Playing forward. 88th minute. I mean, because it's like the Olympics, you know? Like, I don't see Americans watching curling besides 2 weeks a year every 4 years. Swimming is different. I think because the U.S. dominates swimming. I mean, people, and Michael Phelps was the GOAT, still is the GOAT. There are more people who watch swimming when it comes to the FINA championships or the Pan Pacs. I know I do, but I love watching. Swimming's one of my favorite Olympic sports. I watch the FINA championships. I watch the U.S. Nationals. I watch the college championships when I can. I watch the Pan Pacs, the Pan Pacifics, which they're bringing those back, by the way. This year, I think, in August, the Pan Pacs. For the first time in like 10 years. 8 years? It's been a while. COVID ruined it. It's going to be cool. But either way, I think it's like the Olympics to some people, especially in America. As I said, 90th minute. I think it's more like the Olympics where their country's playing. So even though they don't know shit, they'll root for their country, which I understand that, but it might as well be the Olympics. Men's and women's World Cup, because, of course, the women's team is so good, you know? But to me, the way Americans treat it's like the Winter Olympics. Even the Summer Olympics, but especially the Winter Olympics. you know? I watch speed skating all the time. I watch curling all the time. I watch bobsled, luge, skeleton all the time. I watch hockey all the time, but that's kind of different. It's kind of like football, where it's its own thing. 4 minutes of stoppage time. So either way, you know, I mean, shot over the top. Couldn't be me. Well, you're Canadian, so that's different. But I mean, I'm a genuine footy fan too. But I'm talking about like America specifically. As I mean, Canada's. I mean, of course, with the nationalities who grew up watching football and diasporas and all that, different conversation. Either way, I mean, I guess there's a sort of element to that in America, but not as much as Canada. I mean, high up there. I love the CONCACAF Gold Cup. I mean, if it has CONCACAF in the name, I probably love it more than most tournaments, you know, or, I mean, we cover CONCACAF, so it's up there. I mean, Champs Cup's number one. I love CONCACAF Champs Cup. That's number one. That's the thing I want Toronto FC to win the most. That's the thing I love to watch the most, even though we're not in it. That's everything to me. It's everything to me. And I'm sure, like the Copa America, I mean, I enjoyed when CONCACAF teams got invited, and I pretty much treated it like a bigger Gold Cup. If Toronto got invited to the Copa Libertadores, I probably feel the same way about that as I do the Champions Cup. Like I did Copa America when Canada made the run they did, and hopefully they come back for 2028's Copa America. I think even if that doesn't happen, I presume I'm covering the Copa America completely, because why the hell not? Because we don't have anything else in the summer. Might as well. But, you know, either way. I feel like CONCACAF will be invited again. That Greece team. We're going to do that on Monday. We're doing that on Monday as a live stream. We're going to do it as a roster review show, but we got to wait till Canada makes their replacement for Marcelo. But we're doing it Monday because all these games. That Greece side, honestly, awesome. 1 minute to go. 2-0 Vegas after 2. Yeah, Vegas is sweeping. 3-1, 1 minute to go in this game. Then we'll end the stream and we'll flip on to the Mexico game. And we'll view the Mexico game at the end of it as well. Playing forward. Free kick. Playing forward. Guatemala, can they get one back and make it a 3-2 game? And this should be full time as the ball's kicked. It is full time, 3-1, 3-1. Czechia wins. Guatemala gets beat. With that being said, thank you for watching this stream. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist. Share with friends and family, all that great stuff. Hit that join button to become a member. Hit that super chat. Hit that high button, put this up in the algorithm. Hit that super chat button. Of course, send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put this in playlist. Share with friends and family, all that great stuff. I will see you within the hour for this game, or within the next couple of minutes for Serbia versus Mexico. Sit tight, be back. I'm running. I'm out. Peace. See you.